Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Altcoin Daily with Bitcoin Gorilla. Today, altcoin we're going to be talking about is called Scale. I'm talking about SKL token. So, this analysis is going to be multi-time frame analysis. We're going to be looking at the weekly chart, the monthly chart, the daily chart, and if time permits us, we could still look at 4 hours chart. So, it's a long-term analysis and also a multi-time frame analysis. Now, while doing this analysis, we're also going to talk about how you can stake your SKL. That is, if you actually bought SKL above zero point 0.5 cents and you are stuck in this market, I will show you ways whereby you can minimize the loss on your current portfolio and even have a chance of not mixing all the opportunities and have things to recover fast. You will be able to recover your loss faster, which means you will have rewards that you can sell to replace the loss that has affected your portfolio. But I'll also talk about the advantage and disadvantage. So if you end up liking this video, don't forget to subscribe because we are trying to hit 300 subscribers. Am I already subscribed? Subscribers, I want to say thank you for your constantly comment. I read them and I do appreciate them. So I want to jump in by first of all, let's understand the current market statistics and a little bit fundamental of what SKL is before we even talk about staking and the price analysis. So SKL is currently trading at 0.1208, of which the current market cap, according to statistics in coin market cap, is around 384.528869 million dollars. I'll repeat that approximately. The $384.528 million approximately. Now, when we're talking about circulatory supply, now if you don't know what circulatory supply is, then you should know it's the amount of coins that are circulating in the market and are in the public hand. So the current circulatory supply is around 3.18 billions tokens, about 45% of the total supply. Now, if you don't also know what the total supply is, the current total supply is around 4.276664,349 million, no, actually, billion tokens. Let me call that again. 4.276664,349 billion tokens. Now, what is total supply? Now, this is the amount of coins that has been already created minus any coin that has been burned. Now, maximum supply total is 7 billion tokens. Now, if you don't know what that is, maximum is the amount of coins that will ever exist in the life cycle of any coin. Now, when we are talking about the all-time high, what is the highest this price has ever seen, and what is the lowest? Now, the all-time high is around $1.22, right? $1.22. This coin has lost about 90% of that move to the upside. That is why it is trading at 0.1208 currently, right? Now, if it's the all-time low it has ever dropped, the price has ever dropped is about 0.05. So we are still above the all-time low. So what is SKL? Well, SKL describes itself, according to CoinMarketCap, as an elastic network that is designed to bring scalability to Ethereum. And what makes it unique is that the Scale network is geared towards improving both security and decentralization of Ethereum-based app. Now, token holders on this Scale network are incentivized and you earn reward by helping to improve the scalability and security of the platform by what? Serving as validators. Now, this is their website. You can see run Ethereum the app faster. You can build Ethereum the app on top of their network and it runs faster. It's fully decentralized and it's a multi-chain network as well as it's also a native of Ethereum, right? So now we understand this little fact about it. If you are holding Scale and currently you are in a loss or your portfolio is experiencing a downside, instead of just holding this in your portfolio, please, 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 before I say this, this is no financial advice. Make sure you do your diligent research about staking, especially knowing the risk involved. But in this video, I will still talk about two most important risk involved. The first one is the fact that when you are staking, you should know, remember the fact I talked about imperishable loss, which means that price, it doesn't, the fact that you stake your coin does not stop the fact that your original coin will still be fluctuating in price. So which means if the market is dumping, your coin value will still be dumping, just like it will be doing when it is on your spot. That's number one. Number two is that time, right? The time that it will require for that price to go from that negative to positive. That is why you are even staking, because you would have just stay in your spot. You will still wait the same period of time for price to reverse. But the advantage of staking is that staking, when you take your staking, when you stake, what you're doing is you are lending your cryptocurrency to the network, right, to help in validating, right, to blockchain activities that is going on now. As in this situation, proof of stake is what is being used. Now in this situation, you will be rewarded while you are earning interest. You'll be rewarded in other tokens. Now when we talk about risk here, the risk is that these tokens they reward you has 50-50, right? What are the 50-50 chances that the token they reward you could skyrocket in price, right? So you could stake your SKL and you are rewarded in my neighbor Alice, right? That's an example. That doesn't mean that's the token they will reward you with. So my neighbor Alice could just skyrocket in price, and as my neighbor Alice price is going up, you're making profit because you definitely sell the token they rewarded you with and make profit. Now, when you sell the token and make profit, that is how you gain back the loss you are losing on your actual token that has been falling in value. So it just helps you use the money that you can now buy it cheaper. You have some money extra to buy more cheaper of the token that has been losing in value, so that as the price reverses back up and goes to the price you enter, you not just make profit, you also recover some losses. So that is that. And the downside of that, like I said, is 50-50. The downside of that is this token they reward you with could be dumping, right? And if the token is dumping, you find yourself that at the end of the day, even though you sell the token they reward you with, it is not big enough to make up for the value of your coin that is going down. So know that in that is why I say it's 50-50. But the most important thing you must know is that whether you keep your coin in spot or any wallet, it will still go down in value. And if you do nothing, it will still go up and you will no gain. So staking is just a way of rewarding you, but yet you still have your coin. So to stake, you go to OKX, right? OKX.com. Please make sure you're on the right platform. And this is no financial advice. When you go to OKX.com, you go at this is the only exchange that has partnered with Scale. This is the only exchange that has partnered with Scale for you to be able to stack your skill. No any other exchange, not even Binance, will allow you to stake skill. So take note of that. This is the only exchange that you can stake your skill. So when you come here, you go to in at the top, you go to trade, right? You go to finance at the top of your tab. At the top of your tab, just click on in, right? When you click on in, it is going to bring you to this in OKS in, right? So what you do is you would have moved your coin to the exchange, right? So what you do next is come to their search and search for SKL. So when you search for SKL, you can see it comes out. So you select. When you select it, it's going to bring down this list for you. Now, this is the number of days you can stake. You can see each one has its what estimated APY, right? This is calculated daily. Remember, daily different people stake. Now you can see since the dump started, a lot of people who are informed. See, in crypto, information is power. While you are crying, you are losing money in the dump. Some people are actually not worried because they are going for long term, 2 years, 3 years, and they keep buying this thing at its dump. All they need is to stake their coin and keep buying more, receiving reward from other tokens. So you can see the 90 days is completely what sold out. A lot of people rushed it, and you see that's the highest return of about 12%. It's gone, but still, it's not bad because there's still 60 days, which is 2 months, and 30 days, which is 1 month, right? So you can come and do this once, right? These are fixed staking. There's a flexible staking. So the flexible one, you can see the return is quite low. Now, the first one, you have to allow this time to get to before you can unlock your coin. But the flexible, you can easily unlock your coin anytime. Now, the good thing is you can always take your reward whenever you want, before, even before the days is exhausted. The good thing is you can, after the 30 days is over, maybe by then 90 days would have been open for you to come and stake. So you just come and click subscribe, and they will automatically take it from your spot wallet and you subscribe. So that is how you stake your skill. So now we are going to return backward to the chart, and we're going to try to run through the chart on using simple price action. I'm going to use any indicators. So this is it right there. I'm going to get all the support and resistance obvious in my face, and I bring in the Bitcoin Gorilla box strategy. I can see there's another one right here. So why I do this, the next thing I'm going to do is try to get the resistance and support. So this is the obvious resistance area of the box. Now, if you want to learn about this box, I'll leave the link to my website, Makaveli Traders. Join the family, come learn more about. I developed this strategy myself, so you're not going to see it anywhere else. It's unique to Makaveli Traders, it's unique to me. I built the box strategy. If you want to learn more about it, come to Makaveli Traders and join the family and learn. So this is the box strategy that I've drawn, and I can see even before I bring this seller line, I think there are other things, other activities that are going on in the box that I can actually take note of. As a good one example is right here. So there's something I can get support and resistance of that particular drama taking place right there. Let's use blue, and I can get the support. So obviously this is very easy. This is drawn on weekly chart. So as this is drawn on weekly chart, we're going to do the analysis on daily, still weekly. We're going to consider weekly as well. So this is the seller's line, right? And let's get a buyer's line. We see there is an obviously broken buyer's line. There's an obviously broken bias line. This is a very interesting chart, right? So what I am saying from this very simple chart that I've drawn so far is that we had a triangle that was developing for quite some time, of which got to this point. You can see the breakdown of the triangle right here. You see the breakdown. The triangle was broken right here, and as it was broken, they came back and retest the breakdown. That means they came back to retest. I need to get this line very straight. So they came back to retest this line, and once they retested, the girl rejected and they entered into my major support. Now, before I start explaining this chart, I want to explain some certain things so that you won't get lost. If this is your first time of watching my analysis and you like this strategy, give me a thumbs up. I develop it, and if you want to learn more on how to trade it, because it has laws and some things that help me, I'm a high leverage trader. I trade 1 to 5x, so it's not something you want to try if you don't know how to manage it on your own. Please don't try it on your own. This is not financial advice. I have laws. I build this strategy. I have overcome a lot of things. I know what it feels like to trade that leverage, and this is why you need to be trained before you can handle such. So the thing I'm saying here, if I want to explain this chart, is very simple. So obviously, remember, each time I need this line, I need a minimum of 2 touches, and so far so good. They broke down on each 2 touch, right? So just look at this. It's something to take note of, the pattern they played, the legs they moved before they broke down. So you have one and you have two. We have one and we have two. There's no third touch on either side, and they broke through it. So that really gives me a lot of an overview of what really happened, telling me there's an equal equilibrium before the breakdown took place. So how far can this breakdown goes? Because I'm seeing what is happening is that where it broke down could be a fake out, right? So how? Why am I saying it's a fake out? I will explain. So what we are seeing is that price is within my support area. So this is my support of the weekly chart box. This is my resistance. This is my support of the daily chart box. this is my resistance of the daily chart, but this is my support area. So take note of this area. Now, seeing this chart, here's what I am first focusing from the monthly is that we could see a price that it is already in a support area. Worst case scenario, worst case scenario is this. This is going to happen. Is that we have the next candle open. This is monthly chart we're first analyzing. Open, push down, then push back up. But when it gets to zero point 0.3, there will be a reaction. A reaction that we stop price, maybe a reaction, a push down, and you move like again. It's going to be a sideways movement. In fact, here will be a sideways. So we could have couple of days sideways around this, right? That's on the daily chart. Remember, we're on monthly, but on the monthly chart, we should have that move, right? And then we have a move down, again, a move up until they get to zero point 0.4 now. This is going to take a while. This is I'm analyzing for entire 2022. This is monthly chart. This is going to probably take um somewhere around, I don't want to give it, but 3 months from now, right? This is going to happen, right? 3 to 4 months from now. This is a long-term analysis. This is monthly chart. So, but that is what monthly chart is telling me, which means monthly chart is telling me that at some point we are going to return to zero point 0.8. We're going to experience 0.49. We're going to experience 0.68 and 0.84. So it's going to likely move like this, or like this. So it's not going to be a straight up move. Or we could have the dive up. If they get rejected here, it means that currently the seller line we're having now is not a strong seller line and can easily be broken on the monthly chart. That seller line is more like a daily chart seller line. So this is the weekly chart. You can see even the weekly chart cannot actually hold it down. So if we go to daily chart, this is how it looks like on the daily chart. Remember, we drew this chart on the weekly chart. So let's try to interpret it on the daily chart and see what it tells us. So this is what it's telling us. It's telling me that it has enters the bias area. So we could get a move, either they move, so anywhere they could get pushed down again, and then they can move like this, right? They need to break this seller's line, right? Once they break this seller's line, they get to at this zero point 0.3, I told you they will get a reaction again, and they could move next to this point, right? So at this point, they could get another reaction, move them back before they could now attack. In fact, I did not see them breaking. That's why I say this is going to take a while, because once they get here, they could move like this and then attack again, move like this, attack before they now make it to this point, right? So when they make it to this point, they will get another reaction. The reason is you can see the contrast hit that happened here. The same thing happened here. So history, like I said, repeats itself. So these areas are going to be a struggle for them. This is daily chart. So, but they will get there. It will require your patience, your time. That is why just take your coin and forget it. That is if you're going into this for long term. You need to look at it for the long term. Let the money, the reward you make from your staking, they pay you, use it to buy more when the price gives you a chance. Because here's what I'm saying, this is the bull scenario. The worst case scenario, especially with the trend going on with Bitcoin, if Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down, then we could see price actually heading to this 0.02, right? So the point I want you to have at the back of your mind is we are at a demand area, which means it's more like chances are high of a bounce. So they, even if they struggle, they could still find, even if they struggle and go down, they could still find their way very up. So where they are, like you can see, even though they were trying to hold, they were struggling, but somehow the same thing happened here. They were struggling, but somehow they found a way to start going up. The same thing I see happening. They could move, like I said here, or they could struggle down, depending on the reaction of Bitcoin. This is why time is needed, and you don't want to waste your time just holding a coin when you can make a reward and stake. Not a financial divide. Do your diligence research, but that is the daily chart. The weekly chart, on the other hand, let's zoom in and look at the candles and see what the candles are saying on the weekly chart. But if we look at the candles, we cannot judge a candle that has not closed. And so far, so good. The candle still is on the bear side, right? So this candle is bearish, and this particular candle, it's an inside bar of which has not closed. Yeah, remember, we still have like 11 hours. Any candle that has not closed could become anything before the end of the day. So don't judge a book by its cover. Allow it to complete its 10. So it is the end of this week that we, by 11 hour, we will know what is going to be. But if it turns out to be an inside bar, that is a bar that did not break above this red bar or break below it, then it's going to cause a more sideways. Just know that price could go up and return back again. So a more sideways could be experienced as a result of this. I don't think time will permit us to look at the 4 hours chart, but I remember Bitcoin Gorilla. I will leave the link to Makaveli Traders so that you learn more about Makaveli Traders and this strategy and how you can join the family. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. I'm trying to get 300 subscribers.